sure plays me bimbo. In today's video, there's a fly in the ointment when it comes down to highway cruising on the Vespa. Then, let's have a look at some of the superb scooters that we saw at the National Scooter Rally at Llandudno, all parked in the prom in the sunshine for you. And special extra bonus footage. The Stig, the Real Stig, in action. Before I get started, if any of you are watching this that haven't already subscribed to the channel, be really useful and really helpful if you can. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps our smaller channels get visibility. We don't earn anything from these videos, so it really does help just get visibility to get the stuff out there that we're trying to produce. Right, first off, really important point. A few weeks ago I did a video on the Vespa GTS 300 highway cruising. I'm not referring to the top speed video. This is purely the one about how it felt riding on motorways and highways. And I was saying how good it was. One of the questions that came up from that was, how did I think the bike would perform if I was to be doing a prolonged multi-day journey using typical highway speeds? So what were my thoughts? And I wouldn't answer it there and then. I said, just give me a while to actually look at it. And I was looking back at particularly this video, and I wanted to really get in my head a valid answer out there. So first of all, this is footage of me riding into one of the named storms that we had. I've got no sound up on it because actually it's quite noisy. Open face helmet, the mic in there. It's not that bad, but I was actually singing to something I'd got on Spotify, and really you don't want to hear my singing voice. It was awful. So it was going into a headwind really strong. Yes, the screen particularly does make it move around a bit more than it would without, but it took a lot of the pressure off. Oh look, a scooter. Wonderful, marvellous. That was good to see. Anyway, back to what I was waffling on about. I was quite happy wearing the open face helmet, but it was noisy. However, the bike was coping really well. What I would say is that I have quite a lot of experience riding BMW RTs on this stretch of road at similar sort of speeds, and when the wind comes into them, it takes about the same amount of effort, but it's just a different feel. The bike just feels more planted. But there again, it's a 20 grand bike compared to this one, which was around about 5. Yes, it's slightly more flighty, but yes, it was going really well. But that brings us back to the question, would I still recommend it? I was then thinking, first of all, when I was looking, I was thinking, well, what about, it's a nice sunny day. What if I was driving to, or riding I should say, from say Folkestone or Calais and want to head Morocco, say Marrakesh? So then I may just want to skip most of France and Spain and just sit on autostradas and autoroutes. If I was going to suck up the toll fees, then I might want to do that. I may want to go across through France, Germany, maybe up through Switzerland, blah, 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 down into Italy to go to Rome or Pontedera, where the scooter was made, take it home. Now, if those were the cases, it's going to be multi-day. If you're going to do that trip, you're probably, not definitely, but you're probably going to be doing it in warm weather. And this is where the first of my niggles have come in saying yes, I'd recommend it. I don't know that I would. I'm being a slightly cagey here, but mechanical sympathy started to kick in when I was thinking about this. And number one, the belts do have a finite life. Would I like the thought of, in hot temperatures, having it near enough peak performance for day after day after day? Something in the back of my mind just says, maybe I'd be scheduling in an early service just for my own peace of mind, because I'm hammering the bike. It should take it, because let's face it, the bike's built in southern Europe, so it's used to warm temperatures, and there's a good argument to say in stop-start traffic with lots of acceleration, deceleration in heat, and in cities where heat build-up is high, it's absolutely fine. But I don't know, so I would just be thinking, well, I would certainly want a freshly serviced transmission if I was to be going. But actually, would it put me off? No. Now, as you can see, I'm not really hanging around. I'm not breaking speed limits, but I am actually going into really strong headwind. It was one of the name storms. I can't remember which one it was. You can see I'm actually overtaking traffic, although I'm being overtaken myself. I am actually making good progress. The noise in the background is Sheepdog, who's decided he doesn't want to carry on doing the editing anymore. He's decided he's got fed up. So apologies about that. But herein lies the rub. I was riding, say, into a very strong headwind, I admit. So I was really putting the bike under a bit of strain. And at these sorts of speeds, I noticed a couple of alarming features. They're only alarming to my wallet, if I'm being brutally honest, because look, the bike seems relatively stable. You can see the mirrors are crystal clear. Absolutely amazing. And I couldn't knock it, really. Fantastic, it's going really well. But the big problem was, and this is where I say the elephant in the room, the fuel consumption seemed to suddenly drop. When I say suddenly drop, I've been getting 80s, 90s, no problem at all riding. And most of my road riding is on 50s, nationals, etc. But I'm still getting reasonable consumption. But on this trip, the fuel consumption gauge, for this bike has one, started showing some alarming figures. I'm going to try put up a view, and if you see it now, great. If you don't, you know it didn't work. But there were times when I was seeing 50 something, which wasn't necessarily a big problem, but then it went into something like 47 point something or other. That's when I started to go, ooh, I don't like that. Why don't I like it, I hear you ask? Well, at least one of you. It's quite a simple reason, really. There's only about an 8-litre fuel tank. So whereas if you were on a motorbike, I mean, with say 15 litres, 17 litres, 20-litre tank or bigger, or if you're on, say, a big adventure bike with, say, a 30-litre tank, even if you're doing 50 to the gallon, it's no problem. If you've only got an 8-litre tank and you're ducking out 40 odd to the gallon, it's not long before you're going to have to stop just to top up. For me, that's not really a big issue, but it's just a bit of an irritation, and it's just something to be aware of. So it's where I'm going, well, yeah, I might not. If the weather conditions were against you, this may not be ideal. If the weather conditions are with you, absolutely fantastic. But if you've got really hot weather and you're caning it, you may find out that the bills start getting a little bit higher than you otherwise would have thought. Some other comments were saying they've been down and done massive trips and they've been getting 90, 100 miles to the gallon without any problem. So it's just a mental problem for me to get my head over. So I've answered the question as best I can. Let's have a look at the photo that I did manage to take. See what you think. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? But yeah, you can just see it. Enough of this. Let's go and have a look at some bikes. At the National Scooter Rally, the council are really good. They let the promenade be used for a lot of scooter parking. They do the same with lots of other events, the DGR, the Goldwing rides, etc. And it really makes for a really nice experience for people who aren't involved with the event as well as those that are. It's really nice. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. They're great, these machines, aren't they? By the way, have you seen your bike on screen? If so, tell us all about it. What's so special about your machine? into these bikes is absolutely phenomenal, and I applaud every single one of you. When I said that there was something for everyone when it comes to the world of small wheelers, here's proof. Surely someone's going to love an Ape. Yep, that's me. Finally, for this video, the World Rally Champion 1984, the legend that is Stig Blomqvist. He was in the Cambrian Rally, the British Rally Championship event held locally last weekend. Stig Blomqvist and Paul Morris entered an Austin Mini Cooper S in red, white and blue, and it was a 1293cc version. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.